Justin Lentz. I'm a senior manager of operations for CenturyLink.
Dmitry, Gancho. I'm now solution architect at CenturyLink.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you both were on Slack before Teams, right? And then CenturyLink made this effort to move your organization from Slack to Teams. What was that journey like? Transparent. What was it like?
Sucked. It was something that had been coming through the pipes for quite a long time.
Sure.
We were a smaller organization out of the greater company, and Slack was a pretty sizable investment for a smaller organization, so it was always high on the list of things to cut. And we fought it because we based our entire incident management on a small team able to do a lot, and that was Slack allowed us to do that. And we're like, we cannot change and move from Slack to anything else, Teams or otherwise, if we can't have this capability, because it'll kneecap us and we'll just be dead in the water. And so we started using Teams and Slack side by side, and oof, they're different user experiences for sure.
Any thoughts you want to add there, Dmitry?
I think that that I was actually excited about that movement when I first heard of it. And
so you were excited about the move from Slack to
From Slack to Teams, yeah. Oh yes, finally, let's go. The other thing is I liked integration. So I like that Teams is part of broader set of Microsoft products, so they can talk to each other, they can use the same identities, the same concepts, and same security model, for example. And this sort of things really excited me.
Appreciate your partnership.
Yeah.
And having someone like Dmitry as the main developer who's excited really does help
for sure.
move things smoothly.
The challenge was, to me specifically, it was to not to lose anything in user experience, and that was a huge challenge. So once I figured out how to sort of present or make the user experience as close as possible to the convenience they had in Slack, then the thing went smooth. But that was the first difficult step. And then we started to figure out what the other options that didn't exist in Slack. And there are plenty of them. So we leveraged to use some of those availabilities, and for example, the web pages, the tabs, and this kind of stuff. But on the other side of the coin is that how Eric says, saying the real estate is sort of lost. There's a lot of space lost on the screen. So I cannot really, until now, I cannot present the information, precise, compact, and seeable in one glance. It's a challenge.
Once we got all the access figured out, because we're not tenant admins, but once we got all that sorted out, we were able to do some development, and real quick, we found stuff that was a feature add that Teams had that Slack didn't, and once that was able to be seen throughout the team, they adopted it pretty quickly.
The capability you were mentioning in Slack before you moved that you were concerned about having when you moved over, was that anything in particular that rose up?
It's a lot of information gathering through a lot of different sources, pulling from tickets, pulling from the customer portal, pulling from the backend infrastructure, VPNs, just all sorts of things, just getting it centrally located in one spot in an easy read format to help expedite troubleshooting. Without that, we wouldn't be able to handle the load that we have.
Fair enough. And that was all for, of course, incident response in this case.
Yeah.
And then so when you did make that move to Teams and you noticed those capabilities that you found on there that you didn't have before, anything that pops to mind there?
A real quick and easy one was forms, because one of the main complaints in Slack is, if somebody was submitting a form, they'd answer a couple questions and then they might get a phone call or a chat or get distracted. And they come back and it's timed out. So all that information is gone. But with a form, it's all just right there. It's static, so you can come and go as you please, and then hit submit when you're done. So that was a quick and easy win to show that it wasn't going to be all bad. When we were in Slack, every qualifying incident, like urgent or whatever you want to say, got its own channel. And then it's all archivable, and it was just very easy. Pull people in that are needed and whatnot, and only the people that need to be there are there. It's nice, easy.
Yeah.
That type of experience doesn't really exist in Teams, but Dmitry figured out how to capture all of the conversation history in the team channel and move it to SharePoint, so it's static and there forever, so we can then delete the channel and not lose any information.
When incident is closed, we need to save the data for future references and for searches if necessary, and even legal reasons,
Sure.
whatever can happen. And that was a challenge in Teams. That was not a challenge in Slack.
Right.
But in Teams, channel gets deleted, and I think it stays archived for 30 days, and then everything is gone.
And you only do it at a team level, not a channel level.
Right. So the workaround this was to save the information to the underlying SharePoint site, SharePoint folder, which stays for this channel, I believe, forever. And that's where we save, including the conversation history, the files that were used, or the screenshots that were attached, and all this sort of things. But there are challenges on the way, and one of them is that pulling a conversation history is still beta, which is not supposed to be used in production.
Fair enough.
But there is no other way at this moment, right? So that's the challenge. But the web form itself that was built for Incident Commander to finally do the paperwork and file all the summaries and start, end time, impact time, and who was impacted and all those kind of things. It was built, integrated into Teams, and that is a very helpful solution compared to what we had in Slack. So there is no extra web server, no movement of data between a channel and the website. So it's extremely helpful to have that integration, the website, the channel, the SharePoint site in one place.
Skynet is the name of the bot that we utilize.
Nice.
And you initialize it and you say what type of incident it is, but then it goes and it creates the ticket and it creates the channel.
So a channel within an existing team.
Yep.
Awesome.
And it'll page out the appropriate parties, and then we created another bot or a function within Skynet that will then utilize our paging service to page out any other teams or individuals as necessary. But then once the incident is done, there are two stages. First is resolve, which changes the title of the channel to say resolved at the end, so that if somebody comes in at a glance, they can see that don't need to worry about that one. And then it also creates the tab to do the incident report. And
Wow.
And then you close, and it totally gets rid of the channel.
When you say close, you're deleting the channel essentially, but it's
Yep.
still, that's awesome. Okay.